Hey, this is Al McGee with your entertainment ticket at www.yeticket.com. Well, the film we're going to talk about right now is called Goodbye, Christopher Robin. Now, this is directed by Simon Curtis. You know, he has a good career in directing films. What is this film about? Well, give you a little hint. My daughter loves Winnie the Pooh, especially merchandise from Disney and the films from Disney. She read a couple of books too, but she enjoyed the Disney version of Winnie the Pooh. She really enjoyed that. But she and myself and many others, we really did not know the origin of Winnie the Pooh. You know, we knew a little bit about the author, but we really did not know his story. Well, Goodbye, Christopher Robin, that's what this is about. The origin and the story about the family and the author who created Winnie the Pooh. Well, the film opens up beginning in 1941 when you see this man and you see this woman in her garden. They live in Sussex, England, and the telegram was delivered to Milne, which is played by Domhnall Gleeson. And his wife, Daphne, is played by Margot Robbie. She's very good in this film. Well, you know, they got their little garden, everything there in Sussex. And, you know, everything's going good until the mail person comes on her bike and gives them the telegram. But after that, the film cuts to 1916, and we see Milne. He's in France fighting the war, but he's in shell shock with all the death and the bombs and things like that going around him. And they call him Blue. His nickname is Blue when he returns home. When he returns home to Daphne, his wife. And, you know, they live in a good life because he's a writer. He writes plays and other things like that. He makes good money doing that. They seem to have a lot of money. I mean, they seem to be doing very well doing it. But Daphne, you know, she's the type of woman that loves just to have a good time. She really don't want to be responsible for anything. You know, they got housekeepers and things like that. But the problem with Blue is he has flashbacks and he has triggers. Look like he has PTSD that we call that today. But back then they didn't call it anything because they didn't deal with it and they didn't know how to deal with it. They didn't know what to call it. You know, he has some triggers. A lot of things will trigger him to feel paralyzed or to drift off or to look off, you know, that he doesn't pay attention to the people around him, you know, like bees and popping balloons and things like that. But they decided to move to Sussex out of London and get a house in the country and things like that. Also, they decided to have a baby because a baby might make their lives and spirit be much better. Haven't we heard that story before from millions of other families too? Oh, let's have a baby. Things will be better taking care of another child. Yeah. But anyway, she has the baby. It's a boy, but they wanted a girl. So throughout the years when the kid is small, they dressed the little boy kind of androgynous. Couldn't tell if it was a boy or a girl. More girly with long hair and things like that. But not dresses, you know, little shorts and stuff like that, than anything. Not so much like a young boy. But these two are not prepared to be parents, you know. So they hire a nanny. Her name is Olive, which is played by Kelly MacDonald. You know her from Boardwalk Empire? Come on now. So as the kid get about 4 or 5 years old, maybe 3 or 4. I really couldn't tell the age. Well, mother says, or the mother, Daphne, I'm going off to London to have a good time party for a few months. And then Olive has to go and attend her sickly mother. So the father is left to take care of his son. No one is in the house, anything like that. So they start bonding together. By creating these stories with the toys and things like that. But at this time too, Blue had a writer's block because he didn't know what to write. And he wanted to write about the war and how bad war was and things like that. We didn't need another war. And they also kept referencing World War One was the war to end all wars. Wasn't supposed to be another war after World War One. That's why it's called World War One. But anyway, as he create these stories and bond with his son, he started writing more, and he starts to create Winnie the Pooh. Writes a book, and he also has his friend to illustrate Winnie the Pooh. His friend is his army buddy too. He suffers from PTSD too, and they become famous. Now, Christopher Robin, well, he's a young kid. He goes around the world. Everybody wants to touch him, wants to be like him, wants to see him, things like that, going around the world, United States and other places. And did he enjoy that? Not really. As he grows up, as it shows in the film, he didn't enjoy it. And then what do they do? Because they're parents and they're rich now, what do they do to him? They send him off to boarding school alone. And then the other students treat him badly because he's famous, because they're jealous of him. And that kept going on until he became an adult. The problem with this film is this: it tries to tell this story in the short form of a film that is short. I thought there was much more it could have told about this family and what went on, especially with Christopher Robin when he got to be a teenager and a young adult, and also the relationship between his parents. I thought the director wanted to do more, but somehow the budget wouldn't let him do more. Also, the acting, I thought the acting was pretty good. I thought that Gleason and Robbie did a good job in acting, and also Kelly MacDonald too. And there's other people in this film too, to add to it. But overall, it kept missing some points for me, and it kept losing me because I wanted more, and it kept giving me less. So I'm only going to give this film just 2 palm trees. But I would recommend you go see it for yourself. It might be enough for you to understand the creation of Winnie the Pooh, because that's what you're really interested in, right? Well, no, you should not be. You should be more interested in Christopher Robin, the young kid. But I'm only giving this 2 palm trees out of 4. Just 2 palm trees out of 4 for this film. It just became an average film. It could have been better if it was longer and had a bigger budget. Well, I'm Al McGee here at Your Entertainment Ticket at www.yeticket.com. Thanks for watching, and I really appreciate it.